that he's not the star every week.
Sure, yeah,
Is Will. Because Will has a brand new OnePlus 6.
Brand new. Still has that new car smell.
Exactly. So, Will, you need to show it off.
Yes,
Take over the show. There you go.
What color is it? Silk white. Silk white. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I'm digging the color. I like the color. Everybody said that the white lip, the rose gold was kind of pinkish, but I like it.
I've heard nothing but good things about the silk white.
Yeah, I do like the silk white. I mean, I had the midnight. Is it midnight black? The 5T. I had that one in midnight. The 5.
That's what I had.
And I got the, I like having different colors. I like white phones. They look good. And then it comes with the.
So are we saying you don't use cases so you can see your color? You just use clear cases?
Well, this one, no. Sometimes I use clear. It depends. Just like you said, George, if you got to show off the phone, clear is the way to go. And this is a different color. So if it was like a black phone, I would use whatever. But
yeah. But what you have to watch with the clear cases is for the yellowing, because as soon as the yellowing starts, you got to change that case if you want that beauty to show through.
Yeah, but I didn't have to pay for this one, so it makes it better.
No, yeah.
Exactly.
It was free.
That's the only thing about getting a beautiful phone like that, and then you get a case for it, so.
They even got the lip around it, the lip on each corner, so you can do like Flossie and slam it down a little bit.
Do like Flossie.
Slam Boy certified,
Somebody should make a movie called Be Like Flossie.
Yeah.
The huge power brick.
Yeah, of course. And it still charges faster than any other phone I know.
You know what, though? Everybody complained that there's no wireless charging. Honestly, if every phone charged this fast, I don't even know if wireless charging would be a thing, because
you wouldn't even need it.
Yeah, even if you go to, let's say you go to the airport or whatever, if you plug your phone in for 20 minutes, you get almost 60%.
Yeah.
Wow, that fast, huh?
No, it is. Yeah, on the 5T, it's real fast too. It's way faster than any other phone I know.
Yeah, I know wireless charging is good, but it's so slow.
Yes, it is.
The fast wireless charging is slow.
Yeah.
It takes forever. It's like everybody says, if you go somewhere and you put your phone down, but even if you put your phone down for a half hour and eat, you're only going to get like 20%. You know what I mean? You might as well put it in.
All right, so we need the full 24-hour impressions now, Will.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, the phone, it's Android. It's basically a Pixel, but it's on steroids. So you got a whole bunch of customization you can do. You got your
now explain to the folks when you say on steroids, show a little bit of the customization.
You got your notch, and then you got your where's it at? Your accent.
That's it, George. Teach him how it's done so he's ready for his YouTube channel.
You can change your accent color, so you can change you can get orange. They got blue. They got a bunch of them. I think they got like 8 or 9 colors, 12 colors, something like that. What else you got? You got your dual SIM.
Now, does your second SIM double as a SD card? No, right?
No, it's just a SIM. You got your reading mode. You got your game mode that they put on here.
I haven't tried game mode. How have you used it?
Game, so I don't never turn it on.
Okay.
But I think it kind of works like if it's kind of like Samsung's. I think I'm sure Samsung has more features with theirs, but I guess if you're gaming, it won't interrupt you while you're playing the game. I know Samsung's you can like make it go into high performance mode where it turns the screen brightness all the way up and does all this other stuff. Kills your battery quicker. But
you can tell I'm not a gamer. Mike should be the one to speak on this stuff.
Yeah.
Mike's been busy because I haven't seen no chicken dinners.
No, I haven't. I've been really adjusting to the new job here. So I'm way behind on PUBG, big time, and a little bit of Fortnite. I downloaded Fortnite on the computer here. I played it for a little bit. Now I haven't gone back. So
okay.
Yeah, you can. What else do you let you do? You can. I'm always on display, which sucks. You can change your icons, your icon pack. You can change that. It's easy. You don't have to switch the launcher or none of that. You can just go in and download it. They give you like three different OnePlus ones. There's a square, round, and then there's one that's just called OnePlus. Then you can go to the Play Store and download what you want. It's got the wallpapers from the Pixel. Swipe.
Oh, it does. I didn't know that.
Yeah, swipe to your right, you get your shelf. You know, it's good. I'm just only thing that's got me torn is it's a Pixel without as good of a camera, so I'm still thinking if I'm gonna keep it or not. But it is definitely.
It was impressive that in the chat the other day, the first thing you said was it feels like a flagship.
George, you know what I don't like?
Okay.
The navigation buttons are too close together. You don't think so? Coming from a Pixel, look how close they are, Mike. I don't know if you can see them.
Let me see. One more time.
See them?
Yeah, I think they're that close. Let's see.
They're really close.
Yeah, okay. All right. I can see. Yeah. I can see that.
Let me go pull out my 5T and take a look.
Have a lot of gesture.
Good.
You can do gesture mode. I turned all that off. I don't want to do that.
So, Will, you mentioned you sent me a message about getting a 5T as a good mid for like mid range.
You always want to try something different.
Yeah.
Like Nova launcher, and you like messing with launchers. If you can find a OnePlus like a 5T or a 5, to me, I prefer the 5 over the 5T only because the camera on the 5 actually zoomed in. You had a telephoto lens on it. The 5T, they made it into that dark mode or whatever. It doesn't really do nothing. But the 5,
Yes, that's right.
the camera actually could zoom in. It was like an iPhone. You hit the button and you had 2 times zoom. So I like that. But the camera, I think I posted some pictures. The camera's good. It's not a Pixel though, but it's, you know, it's.
But the pictures you posted look really good.
Huh?
The pictures you posted look really good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've been running with it. This is my second day. I've been using it, and before I took a shower and everything before we got on, I think I was at like 19%. I plugged it in. I got to like 60 something. I'm at 58 now. So I mean, it charges. The phone is, you know, it's good. If I didn't have a Pixel, I wouldn't even consider not keeping it. That's how good it is.
Right.
I mean, you're not really missing. I mean, you're missing the Samsung, the over the top.
And it's the same spacing on the 5T.
Yeah, they're really close. Yeah.
It never bothered me, but it's first time I ever thought about it.
I think it was the 5. The 5 still had the capacitive buttons, right?
I believe you're right.
Yeah, the 5. You have the 5T, right?
Yes.
Yeah. See, Mike, the 5, you could choose if you wanted to use capacitive because it still had the home key on the front for the fingerprint scanner.
Okay.
Or you could make the buttons on the screen. They gave you, you know, you had more choices.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Then when they went to the 5T, that's when everybody started making the phones longer. So they got rid of the capacitive and put the fingerprint scanner on the back. So it killed that.
Exactly.
But you do get the three swipe down to take a screenshot, and then you can edit. And they, you know what they do have, Mike? That's nice. They have the extended screenshot where you can keep scrolling and take a long picture, and you can draw on it like on Samsung or like on, you know, on what is that, 9.0 now on Android P.
Yeah.
Screenshot. You can draw on it, George.
Oh, cool. Didn't know that.
Yeah, you can. If you take a screenshot, it gives you that little pencil.
Right.
And then you hit the pencil, and then it's got a little squiggly thing, and you can draw on the screen.
Oh, that's cool. I like this.
Yeah, well, Android finally caught up. They got it now after all this time.
Alan at Phone Tech work is asking, what are you streaming on, Will?
The MacBook.
There you go.
Why? What happened?
No, he just asked. You know.
I gotta check. My feed is terrible with the YouTube. I don't even.
So let me ask you something. Now you went from the iPhone to the Pixel for a little bit, and now you got this.
Yeah.
Any missing the iPhone now?
No. Nah, you know, I mean, I don't know. I like iMessage, but you know how it is. I hate iOS, but I like iMessage.
And in Will's defense, he always did say,
Mike with his apple juice.
There he goes. There he goes.
Oh, I got another bottle. I forgot. I should have brought it up. I got a bottle.
Oh.
Well, I got next week. I'll have my bottle of apple juice.
But yeah, I mean, you know, it's good, but already that's the thing too. I know I'm gonna get the next Pixel. So it's like, what's this month? July? That to be July.
Right.
July,
Yeah.
September, October, November. I'll use this for 5 months, and then it'll be sitting on the shelf.
Yeah. See, I won't get another OnePlus until the 6T comes out.
Once the Pixel comes out, that's it. Even though it's ugly and the notch is terrible and all that, once it comes out, that's it. I'm on it.
Now, in Will's defense, he did say all along, even while he was using the iPhone, that it was boring. So
yeah, I mean, George, I don't know. You used it before.
Yeah, I found it very boring.
What I love about it, like, and it's mainly because keeping in contact, like, with people and being able to send a picture and see them when they read your message. But then it's like, that's it. Once I get past that, it's
that's what I didn't have, because all of my friends and most of my family, they use Android phones. You know.
Yeah. See, you don't. But see, you kind of, it's the same experience that you get on Facebook Messenger or Hangouts.
Exactly.
But the thing is, there's no learning curve or nothing, because you don't have to tell the other person to download anything.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what my wife is always telling people to download Facebook Messenger.
Hey, guys, wait a minute. Look at the comments. I love you, honey. You're the best. The best.
Oh, Patricia. Oh, cold Patricia.
Well, I can't.
He said, Will came over to the good side. Yay, Will.
I can't.
I'm telling you, when I told my wife that you were having about the Apple phone, and that's why, I kind of, said, Will and I have been talking about the Apple phone. And he goes, Will's got an Apple. You kidding me? You got to be kidding me. She was just going like, oh, I can't believe it, So I love that.
So you're saying if Will had been in front of him at that point, she would have smacked him upside the head, right?
Maybe it might have been. She might have gotten a lip eaten down. You know what I mean? So
Mike needed to give Apple a fair shake. That was all. That's all.
I still got it. I still working it.
It's certainly that.
Mike, like I said, it's different for you because you got an eject button. You hit the button in 30 days and you're gone.
Hey, check out the room, guys. We got a bunch of people in here. We got Anthony in here. The phone tech at work. Let's see, Don's in the room.
Tony Pazzo's in here. Hey, Tony.
Yeah, Ishmael's here. Tony. Yeah. Hey, I know we're not to get off the subject here, but Tony did a really cool video of his over the years being on YouTube. He's got 10,000 subs. That was really cool. Tony, did Skynet help you get to that point? That's all I wanted to know.
There you go.
So. Six Lewis is here.
But I don't know. I know I'm gonna get the ugly Pixel when it comes out with the ugly notch.
That's going to be your nickname now, right? The ugly Pixel.
What else? See, that's the other thing. If I trade in, like I was telling Mike, trade in that Pixel, they probably gonna give you like $450 off, $500 off.
Right.
It's like a no-brainer because then you're paying for a OnePlus and you're getting a Pixel 3.
Yeah.
So one more thing, George. Not George. Will, tell me. Now you've gotten a OnePlus before, and you had a really bad experience.
Oh, yeah, the installation. As soon as I opened it,
that was the OnePlus 5, right?
George, I got the phone, man, and the thing. It was a 5T, I think.
Oh, it was a 5T.
It was a 5T. I got the phone, and it was like, I don't know why, but once I was installing it, I think it said, you know how you hit next, go to the next screen, then it goes to like the OnePlus. It got stuck on the screen.
Really?
Yeah. I had to call them. Then they were like, did the guy tell me, go to a Windows computer? And he gave me a date and like the time in his time zone. He was like, like, go to a OnePlus computer at 2100 hours on, I forget the date. And I was like, I have to go find a Windows computer. Like, it was the most ridiculous. I was so aggravated.
Did you do all of that?
Yeah, I had to get it to run. Then I think I sold it or something.
No, I thought you returned it. I think you were. I mean, they really were putting screws to you.
It made me so mad because. And it wasn't just like, he didn't say go to a Windows computer now or in a half hour. It was like a couple days later, and it had to be a certain time. And then I had to meet with him and chat. It was so annoying. It was so annoying. I was like, this is the customer service they give you. This is terrible.
So after all that, did everything work fine?
After that, it worked, but I was so aggravated with the phone.
Yeah.
I forget what else was out at the time.
He was, let me tell you, I remember you were really, and I think you were really bad because you were really looking forward to having a phone. And also.
I had to use 3T before that, I think.
Okay. Now 3T is the one that Jay Williams raved about all along. He said it was the best phone they made. Yeah.
That phone was good. That phone was good. Yeah, the camera wasn't as they got them now, but it was good. That was a good phone. And
Tony Pazzo says Skynet always helps. Ishmael is asking, when does LG normally drop the V series? Isn't that beginning of November or something like that?
They usually announce the phone like when the Pixel gets announced, and then they come out in like March.
No, the V,
yeah.
like the V30. I got the V30 in November, I believe.
It's George, because I think it was last year or the year before when the Pixel came out, and I remember Mike was like, the LG, what was it, Mike? The V30? One of the phones was coming out the LG had, and Mike wanted it so bad, and they had announced it, and they were like, yeah, this is going to be the first phone to come out with this operating system. That phone came out like
the V20.
The V20. Okay.
The 20.
And isn't that around the beginning of November that the V always drops?
It doesn't. George,
they announced it in September.
Right.
And I remember I got mine the week before Halloween.
Okay, so it's like end of October, beginning of November. That's what I thought.
It wasn't that one then, Mike. It must have been another one, but I know
it was the G6. I know they announced it at CES, and it came out like 3 months later.
It must have been that one.
Yeah.
Because that was the one they were saying was going to be the first one with, I want to say 8.0, maybe it was 7.0, one of them. They were like, this is going to be the first phone to ship with 7.0, and it came out.
That was the V20. That was the V20 that they got that. They got that.
Yeah, I know the G6, they took a lot of heat for being 3 months after they announced it.
LG's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible with their releases. And you see that phone still ain't on B&H, Mike.
What the G7?
No, the V20.
No, the G7 is supposed to be unlocked on B&H. It's been coming soon for like 2 months now.
Yeah, but they're getting it out. Don't forget, you got Project 5. They rolled out their little deal, their little thing too. Yeah. So they want all the carriers to get it first. So, that
to get it first so they can not give you an update.
Please.
Oh, did you see the new virus? The new, what's it called?
I haven't heard of this one.
Oh my God, Mike, you didn't see that?
No.
It has a crazy name too. Google it. Oh my gosh.
They always have crazy names.
No, it's the name of it is like, oh man. Wait. It's a new. They just announced it, and the name of it is like the same thing.
When you say just announced, you mean today?
The 28th. Every Android device since 2012
What's it called?
Impacted by ramage vulnerability.
What's it called?
Rampage.
Rampage.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see how long it takes them to update for that.
Yeah.
But every time they come out with these, every phone can be affected. I never get affected, and I never run into anybody who's been affected.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, we don't get affected. It's just funny seeing how long it takes them to
update something.
It does something with your RAM, though, I thought.
It just seems to me that some of these guys put out these things, and it's like the news channels, it's like, you're going to have this virus that's going to spread worldwide, and it never happens.
Yeah.
So let me, then we're talking about worldwide and stuff about this. A lot of people were chatter at work. They was talking about the Comcast outage. Some people were saying that was a cyber attack.
Well, you got the Comcast outage that lasted a few hours today, right behind the Google worldwide outage that lasted 12 hours 2 days ago. So it does kind of make you suspicious.
Suspicious what's going on here. Yeah.
I read something.
Because the Google outage, we woke up, I get up a little before 6 on work days. This is Wednesday. My wife goes to and we don't touch the TVs anymore. We just say, cast NBC to the bedroom TV. Well, she couldn't do that. And we thought it was just us. And then we found that people around the world couldn't do it. And we have Chromecast on every single television. And Chromecast all seem to have a problem. So my wife could watch one TV because we have Roku on the living room TV. She was really, you know how Jersey girls, when they all get upset, Mike. Okay? And but it was worldwide. And the comments, finally, Google put something on Twitter, and I was following the comments. And I got to say, they weren't as nasty as I thought they'd be, but there were hundreds of thousands of comments. And this happened the day Germany was playing the World Cup.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there were people who could not watch that game, and that's like the biggest sport on earth. So people were pretty upset, you know.
Yeah,
but it is kind of suspicious that one thing happens behind the other.
the Comcast one, I saw they said something about one of the fiber lines got cut or something to one of the people.
To one of their major partners. Yeah.
Yeah, I woke up at 1 o'clock and I was like, all right, where's the TV? Because I just switched to Comcast, a week ago?
Yeah, I bet I was thinking about you. I didn't get a chance to call
I'm about to cancel this nonsense. And you know what, Mike? I couldn't even call them. When you call,
I saw some stuff on Twitter. The call lines didn't work. You couldn't
call.
chat. You couldn't do anything. You know.
I tried to go online and check my connection status. Nothing. I was so aggravated.
Yeah. And of course, as soon as you said, I just switched to Comcast, my mind automatically said, why would anybody switch to Comcast?
Yeah.
Because everybody in the Chattanooga area was so glad to get away from Comcast 5 years ago.
He has no choice, though.
Comcast on one hand or DirecTV on the other hand.
Yeah, that's all he's got to choose, though.
And that's how it used to be here, you know, until we got our own fiber optic company.
I left DirecTV after 2 years. And I'm switching to Comcast. My bill is basically the same. I'm losing. I think I lose HBO. I don't have HBO now, but you really watched it for boxing. So if I want to watch something, I order it for that fight and then take it off. But
even when we had cable, my wife and I gave up HBO 17 years ago, 16, because we just found we never watched it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the bill's the same, and they do have their on demand is better than DirecTV. So I mean, right now it's okay. I'll be switching, I'm sure, in 2 years. But if I make it, I got 30 days, so I got 4 more weeks. If I make it that long,
okay.
There, you know.
Yeah, I saw on the Google outage. I saw a couple of comments. Somebody somewhere in the world said, and I just signed up for Google today, you know. So that was rough, man.
Like, thank you. The service I get. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, George, you in your show notes and just to pair up with Will's OnePlus, you had a thing in there about OnePlus committing to U.S. carriers, possibly.
Yeah.
They're trying to get a carrier. They said for 2019. If they do that was one of my things. Do you think that that's going to make an impact? It's not going to sell like Samsung, of course, but do you think people are going to buy those if they come in cheaper instead of buying? You know what I mean? Instead of buying Samsung.
It partly depends on which carrier. I mean, if they're on Verizon, they're going to get automatic advertising. But if they're on Sprint, I wouldn't think it would make a whole lot of difference.
I was reading that they said that people are thinking that they're going to have to come to Verizon because right now you can't use it with Verizon. So they were like, for them to get carrier support, it seems like they would have to.
Yeah, and in the article you sent, 9 to 5 Google, one of the things I find hardest about recommending a OnePlus device is carrier support. You can only use this phone if you use a GSM carrier, leaving Verizon, the biggest carrier in the States, out of the question. with this commitment from OnePlus, I'm crossing every finger that Verizon support will arrive. So yeah, if you're on Verizon, if they can go with Verizon, that's a no-brainer to me.
You know, oh, and that was the other thing. I don't know if I posted it. That's my other question. All right. We see that, let's say the one I got, this phone I think was 588, 128 gigs of RAM. I mean, 128 gigs.
That's a lot of RAM, man. I want that phone now, that's for sure.
128 gigs of storage and 8 gigs of RAM, right?
Right.
No HD screen and all that. Next year, they're probably going to be close to $600, we can guess.
Yeah, yeah. Where did somebody put out that they're climbing to flagship prices as expected?
That was my question.
Okay.
Are they getting too expensive now? Because now, let's say,
it was the comment you made. OnePlus's journey from making flagship killers to Me Too overpriced flagships is almost complete.
Yeah, yeah. Like they're basically now they're getting. Let's say the one that's how much is that one? 256. It's like six something, like 630.
Right.
That's almost buying a regular size Galaxy S9.
Right. Yeah. And one more price raise, they're going to be right up there around where LG is.
That's what I'm saying. Like minus the extra storage where you can get an SD card. Are they getting kind of out of their range because you're getting a basic software? It's like
but you're getting
George, hold on. Listen, because you're getting basic software, right? It's bare bones. Like you're not getting no S Pen. You're not getting, and it's not that much. But let's say the S9. You're not getting the dual aperture on the camera. You're not getting super slow mo. You're not getting wireless charging. Even if you buy the top model, right? Let's for the extra storage. Because on Samsung now, matter of fact, they even have a 256. It costs more, but they have one. So you can get a 64 and put an SD card.
Right.
It's kind of getting too high now because you're not getting dual speakers. You're not getting the quad HD screen. You're not getting people, everybody hates Samsung software. Most people do. But you're not getting all those features. You're not getting the slide in from the side and the Samsung Pay,
right?
And, all the wireless fast charging and
compatibility with the watches.
It's kind of like they're getting too high. Even
but you're calling it
Samsung Unlocked
bare bones, but it's the same as the Pixel bare bones, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. If you buy Samsung Unlocked, you get all 4 carriers, right? You can use it on Verizon, use it everywhere. Your camera's better than the OnePlus. You know what I mean? Just like if you buy a Pixel, at least you can say, I'm buying it for the camera. On OnePlus, what are you, at this point, at that price, what would you be buying it for over?
You're buying it for a cheaper Pixel. That's what you're buying it for.
But
that's the other thing.
You're not, though, because look, George, the regular size Pixel, the standard size Pixel is a 5-inch screen, the Pixel 2, is like 6 something. So they're in the same ballpark, but on the OnePlus, you get a lot more storage, but you're not getting unlimited photo storage or whatever it is you're getting on the Pixel. Yeah. You're not getting dual speakers. You're not getting the IP rating. So it's like they're kind of.
I wouldn't be surprised if you got dual speakers next year.
They're pricing themselves a little high.
I'm thinking this may be their business strategy all along. I'm thinking they may be following a business plan from the word go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but when they get to, let's say, when they get to next year or whatever, 2 years from now, when their phone is $700,
right?
We're not going to be running out. But they're one of the mid-range people now whose people are still able to buy.
Well, they won't be mid-range anymore at that point.
That's what I'm saying. Right now they are, but when you get to that price, it's kind of like.
But I'm thinking their strategy all along may have been to get to the flagship level, like LG and HTC, and eventually Pixel.
Once they get to that level, the camera is not going to be as good as Google, so why would you get it?
Well, Samsung kept making their cameras better and better, and the closest you're going to get to a Pixel is on a Samsung phone. I'm thinking OnePlus may be the same way a year and a half from now.
think what?
Wait, Will, wait a minute. This whole thing with the carriers and stuff, doesn't Verizon have a deal with Google for the Pixel?
No. I'm saying no. Yeah, they have the deal now. It's probably going to be up maybe one more year. Probably like iPhone. I think iPhone did 4 years. But what I'm saying is, Mike, if you get, let's say you have 650 or whatever in your pocket, you can get a OnePlus with 8 gigs of RAM and how much, George? Where you at?
I'm here.
And 256 storage or whatever, and you can get an S9. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? They're pricing it at the same price as
But what I'm saying is maybe the strategy all along has been to reach to the level of an S9, and they're almost there, aren't they?
But once they get there, they're really going to have to. Their price is going to be right there with the price of an S9,
and people pay that for an LG G7, don't they?
Yeah, but you know what? They're not going to be competing with Samsung. They're going to be competing with Google.
I'm thinking first they're going to compete with LG and HTC, and then they're going to be competing with Samsung. This to me is a process. It seems like.
I just mean software-wise, because the software is bare. Like,
well, and that's what we're going to have to see. Are they going to add features? If they add features, they'll be competing with Samsung. If they don't, you're right. They'll strictly be competing with Pixel.
Like, look, there was a guy in the room. I don't know if you've seen it, like in the group me room. He was like, he sent back his wife's OnePlus. He was like, she's making me buy her Samsung again because she misses Samsung Pay. She misses wireless charging. You know what I mean? Like their price is so high that they're going to either have to start throwing gimmicks in.
Yeah. I'm thinking they know that, though.
Huh?
I can't imagine anybody missing wireless charging because it's just not such a big deal, even when you have it.
And she missed it. Wireless charge, Samsung Pay. That's what I'm saying. The price is so. And then he put like his order thing up there. When he bought it, George, I don't know what kind of deal he got. But he bought it. He only paid like $600. I was like, that's a no-brainer. Of course,
that's a deal. Yeah.
Your screen, just for the screen alone.
Yeah.
Dual speakers. You know what I mean? That is one thing I don't like. Coming from the Pixel, the speakers at the bottom. I don't really listen to stuff on my phone that often, but the times that you do, that speaker sucks.
The phones that if you get used to phones that have, and I go all the way back to the Axon 7, but if you get used to phones that have the dual speakers, it's hard to go back. But since the last one I had with dual speakers, well, my wife has the S9 now, but remember the Nexus 6P had dual speakers, and so I've had a phone every year with dual speakers, but my last 3 phones just have one speaker, so I'm kind of gotten used to going back now.
Yeah, my 6P, I remember that phone. That was a classic. I don't know. I'm just thinking OnePlus is going to go from, to me, they're going to be like where everybody was saying Nexus is the best.
Yeah. OnePlus became the Nexus. That's true.
Now they're about to be jumping right up and being a Pixel.
Yep.
So people
may have been their plan all along. I don't know.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, George, people are going to be like, I'm not paying that for a OnePlus. They're going to go to something else.
But that's why people say I'm not paying that for a Samsung, and they go to something else. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, but more people would say I'll pay that for a Samsung because on Samsung, even though some of the stuff you don't use it, you're getting a lot of features.
No, more people will say that for a Samsung or an Apple phone because who advertises better than anybody else? There you go, Mike.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. But see, look, George, with Samsung, you can say, I'll pay that for a Samsung because I know I'm getting a quad HD screen,
right?
Wireless charge, and
but that's not the average person. They don't know crap about quad HD.
Okay, well, listen, they might not
just know it's Samsung.
George, listen, when the average person, just like that lady I told you, when she went to AT&T and that guy said, listen, your phone's going to slow down, but all he could say was, but your camera's going to be great, and look at the screen. You know what I mean? When they see the screen and you put the screen of Samsung next to OnePlus for $650, and you know what I mean, or you can get a deal with Samsung, you're going to see the difference. So
if I get a deal on Samsung, you know I'm going for the Samsung. You're right.
Or with Apple, you might say Apple doesn't have features, but you're going to get support for 5 years, or you'll get.
That's the other thing I wanted to ask you with this OnePlus pictures. You said it doesn't match the Pixel. How does it do against the Apple, against the iPhone, as far as pictures?
I don't like the iPhone 10 camera.
Okay.
I don't like it because it blows out a lot of the whites. I mean,
So,
maybe
so the OnePlus camera is better in your opinion?
Like, honestly, the only phone that I pick up and I'm like, wow, I want to take pictures is the Pixel.
Is the Pixel?
If I pick up the iPhone, I don't like go looking to take a picture because it's.
See, for me, I have, so many budget phones that I will take great, like the one I'm using right now, the Nokia. It'll take great pictures in sunlight. Now, if I want to take a nice low light shot, then I'm going to take my wife's Galaxy S9.
It's hard though because when you compare everything to the Pixel, it's kind of not fair.
That's right. It's unfair comparison.
The Pixel is something else with the camera. Besides the low light, like you said, like the Galaxy S9 is real good.
Exactly.
But
okay, I got a question for George when you get done.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, George, I thought your wife was having the Moto G5 Plus.
Right, but when I got the S9, I said this will become my wife's phone because I said this year I wasn't going to buy expensive phones, but she wanted the Galaxy S9.
Well, I thought she really liked the Moto after all.
She did. She did, but she finally did an update on the G5. The last update, and it changed something that she didn't like. I said, well, now's the time for you to take the S9. So she took it.
Like she liked it until she saw that Galaxy S9 screen.
No, she was watching the Galaxy S9 in my hands for 3 months before she took it. And she still resisted a little because she still liked the G5 Plus that much.
You still have it, George, right? You didn't get rid of it, right?
It's right behind me.
I don't know, but I just think OnePlus is they're getting a little crazy. I think they're going to get backlash, and everybody's going to be like,
"Well, to me, it's one of two things: either you're right, or this has been their business plan from day one, and they're exactly where they want to be."
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Google's strategy where they were testing, and seeing how far they can get, and getting their everything perfect, and now they're going to really expensive phones. But I just think that. I don't know.
I think Google did the same thing with the Nexus phones until it got to where they want, and then they started coming out with what they wanted. OnePlus may be doing the same thing.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I just think they're pricing for them, even with the Pixel, if somebody was to tell me, like, if they said, I can't see why you'll pay $950 for a Pixel because it doesn't do nothing more than a Motorola can do.
Right.
All I could tell them is the camera's better. You know what I mean?
Right.
With a OnePlus, if they put their phone at that price with a Pixel, their camera is good, but they got a while to go before they get to that. You know what I mean? Before they get to a Samsung or.
Well, yeah, but we don't know how they're doing in development. I mean, they may be close to that now, but it hasn't come out in public yet. I don't know.
Yeah, but the same way, Mike, what is so funny?
I'm reading these comments. Some of these, somebody mentioned about Sony is cray cray.
I guess that.
Yeah. That Sony phone is like $1,000.
You were talking
$999.99.
George, when I saw that, I thought about you. I said, George is gonna go jump right on that.
George isn't touching that phone.
But you know what it is, Mike? That screen. It's the first phone with a 4K HDR display or something. The screen.
But Sony was the first one to come out with the which display that before anybody else had it. And when it came down to it, nobody really gave a crap.
I don't know. A 4K screen on it is so small. It's like, what's the point? But
yeah,
I know our next phone is going to be the Pixel 3. That's what I'm getting.
Oh yeah. And you mentioned about the, you're not the only one mentioned about the comment about the iPhone's pictures not being right. I've seen that.
And I've seen a couple of YouTube reviewers showing phone comparisons, and you're right. There were a couple of them where you could see the iPhone was really blowing it out.
I mean, it was good, but it's like, I don't know. It's not. I don't
It's
know.
not what it used to be. 'Cause I can remember 2.5 years ago when I had the iPhone 6 Plus. The first time I looked at the pictures from that phone, I'm like, wow, I didn't know pictures could be this good. Well, Apple's not there now. It's Pixel that you say that about.
George, to be just point and shoot though, like, because it's kind of like a Pixel. You don't have no features. You don't have no
right.
nothing. So to be just point and shoot, it's like.
Yeah, but you got to remember, pretty much all of us that do camera comparisons are doing them all auto, point and shoot. It doesn't matter which phone you use.
But that's what I mean. It's like, to be just a point and shoot camera, it's like, to me, if I took a picture with an iPhone and a OnePlus, I don't know if I'd really tell the difference. You know what I mean? It doesn't. To me, there's nothing, unless I see it blowing something out. There's nothing that really makes it stand out where I'm like, wow, that picture is. Where on a Pixel, when Mike's mom posts a picture,
right,
I can tell she took it with a Pixel, even if she didn't have it, just because of the way the skin looks. You know what I mean? But
the way to tell is you do side by side, like a white flower or something like that. Even between any two phones, you're going to be able to see what the differences are.
Oh, yeah.
That's the kind of thing you can see differences in.
Yeah.
All right. Will, here's your project for the week, okay? You got to make a video and do a camera comparison, okay? And look, and then send it over. You know what? You gave me one for the grip, okay, which you got like a negative 500 views, okay? Well, no, negative 500 views and 5,000 thumbs down. So give the next one to George.
You'll be in the YouTube partner program in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is say something. All I gotta do is say something favorable about Apple. As soon as I said that D-brand grip wasn't worth it, all the robots came instead of
yeah, exactly.
That was great.
So, go ahead.
Now, remember, we were talking about the displays for a minute. Now, Will did give us one where LG is going to supply 2 to 4 million OLED displays, likely for the rumored 6.5-inch iPhone.
Yeah, so this way they get a bluish hue from now on, okay?
Yeah, and that's what everybody's worried about.
Hey, Mike, listen.
Go ahead.
I saw an article where somebody else was saying that that Pixel fans should be happy because if Apple is trusting them to give them displays, they must have really stepped it up.
Yes, that's true too.
And I gave you guys another article from Phone Arena where the Nokia 9 flagship is supposed to be announced at IFA, and who's supplying the display? LG.
Well,
so they're going to be stepping it up because this Nokia 9 isn't going to be any cheap phone either. So I guess it seems like Apple and Nokia and I guess some other people are trusting that they're not going to have these issues at LG anymore with their displays. Sounds like.
Nope. I told you it's going to be light bleed. iPhone is heading toward light bleed.
Well, the G7 already had that.
Yeah.
I was glad Adams didn't have that. But he might have it. He doesn't even realize it. Well, I think Tony Pazza was probably right though, because when he switched, he didn't have it. So it seems like it must have been a batch that had them, and then they fixed it. With the next batch.
That's crazy.
I
can't believe
now.
I'm shocked that Apple. Wait, Apple's only on with them for the one display, right? Not everything.
No, just with this. The rumor is they're going to have 3 different Apple phones, and LG's only going to make the one.
Well, that's easy. Just buy the one that Samsung makes. Don't go with the LG phone. The LG,
because Samsung is still going to be making the vast majority of their.
That's the one to buy. Then don't whatever the LG one must be like. What was that one you had, Mike? The iPhone 5C. The 5. Yeah. What was it with the 5C? Don't buy that. Don't buy that. This year's 5C. Buy the one.
Keep in mind, one of those 3 iPhones is supposed to be a bit cheaper. Yeah, that's going to attract a lot of people. Now, I'm not sure that that's the one that LG is going to be making.
I'm sure it is. It's going
They're
to be
saying likely for the rumored 6.5-inch iPhone. Now, is that going to be the cheaper one, the bigger one?
Apple. No, that's going to be the expensive one. Apple's not crazy. They're not letting LG tank them like they did Google.
Yeah, and these are still rumors, so we're not sure which one.
First article that came out about the Pixel.
And if you read the article, it sounded like it simply could be Apple using LG to leverage their contracts with Samsung, so they may not buy any LG and just get a cheaper contract from Samsung.
Everybody,
yeah, they use Samsung panels. I understand, right?
Exactly. Yes, and that's all they use up to now.
everybody was like, "Yeah, the Pixel's great, but it's blue."
Yeah.
Everywhere. That's gonna be the next thing with the iPhone, whatever this one's gonna
And
be.
I
called.
remember Erica Griffin pointing it out, and a whole bunch of people pointing it out.
Everybody talked about it. It was so
Yeah.
bad. Google had to extend the warranty.
Yeah, yeah.
That came, and then people started saying, "Well, I got burn-in," and I had no burn-in.
That's right. There was a bunch of people that had burn-in too. That's right.
They were just trashing the phone as soon as it came out. My God.
And if you want the expert, Erica Griffin showed you exactly where that burn-in was, and it was there. You know.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
And still, that phone has the best camera in the
but let's hope that LG learned their lesson from that, and that doesn't happen with any manufacturer that they get a display with.
I think that's what, you know what, George? That's what's going to happen to Google this year. When that phone comes out and it has one rear camera, they're going to trash it.
Which phone?
The Pixel.
Pixel,
Ishmael,
okay.
Ishmael, it says, "Is there such a thing as a cheap iPhone at launch?" Very good.
Well,
Yes.
Never cheap at
And
launch.
Jay Santana is saying a cheap iPhone is $549. Well, yeah, that's if it comes out, and that's what Jaime Rivera was saying on Pocket Now. If it comes in under $600, he's going to be amazed.
Yeah, but look, when the Pixel comes out with the one camera, people are going to trash it because that's, they're going to be like, the camera's great, but LG has wide angle and
Yeah, but they came out with the one camera when everybody else had dual cameras this year, and everybody still said the Pixel still had the better camera.
George, you see what they're saying? The OnePlus, right? OnePlus sells you a phone for $530, right?
Right.
And first thing people say is, their screen is still only 1080p.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Complaining about the dumbest things.
Or they don't have wireless charging, even though it's the fastest charging phone on earth.
And the Pixel costs double the price. So when that
Exactly.
thing comes out with one camera, people are going to be like, one camera's old, don't
No,
buy.
I don't think so, because the Pixel is still known as the best camera on any phone. And I think that will still be true, probably.
When I seen people complain about wireless charging on OnePlus, I was shocked, George.
Yeah, yeah.
For $530 and
Yeah,
the phone
people being people, that's going to be there.
The phone charges from 0 to like 65 while you're using it in a half an hour.
That's true.
And people are complaining about wireless. Oh my God.
But it's the old, some people are never satisfied.
That's ridiculous.
And being American, I can tell you, many Americans are never satisfied.
I couldn't believe it. Could you imagine, Mike, your phone charges from 0 to 65 in a half hour and you still want wireless charging?
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
You seem very impressed with that dash charging, Will.
There's no phone that charges that fast.
Yeah, 5G is the same way. I mean, it's just really fast.
Plus phones charge like that. Even Samsung has what's it called? Adaptive fast charging or whatever.
Yeah,
it's slow compared to
and that's true. You plug in my 5T, it'll charge twice as fast as my wife's Galaxy S9.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast that thing charges.
Yep.
What else we got, George?
Okay. I still wanted to go back to the Google Home and Chromecast outage because it was such a big deal in my house. I guess I need to tell all the viewers.
That's because you're spoiled, George.
That's true. We are spoiled, and that's probably with us Westerners. We're spoiled with a lot of things, and we get used to being spoiled. Now we have 6 TVs, we have 6 Chromecasts, so we can stream to any TV in our house, and we have YouTube TV, and we never touch. All we have to do is say, keyword, hey, you know who, cast YouTube TV, NBC to the bedroom phone, or the downstairs to the TV, or the office TV, and it comes on. And then you say stop streaming, and it stops. Well, we got up, the problem started worldwide at about 6 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Right after I got up, my wife got up, went to stream, and nothing. And keep in mind, we're Jersey people. She's a Jersey. She was pissed. And she stayed aggravated for at least an hour and a half. Because the only TV she could watch with YouTube TV was the one in the living room, which has Roku built in, and that has YouTube TV. But she could not go in her office and watch it. She could not go in the bedroom and watch it. And then while I'm working, I'm starting to go on Twitter. Well, Google finally acknowledged on Twitter that there was a problem. Well, hundreds of thousands of people responding. I saw from Ireland, and from Britain, and from Russia, and from South America, and from India. I mean, it was everywhere. And it seemed like if you were streaming with a Chromecast, you had a problem. And it went on for 12 solid hours worldwide. So this was a really big deal. Now, I have to say, I never saw as nasty a comments as I thought I would have seen. So I got to give people worldwide kind of credit about that. A lot of people were still kind of nice about it, and please fix it, and thank you for working on it. And that shocked me. But about 6 p.m., we started getting it back.
George,
go ahead.
That's funny because you said people were like, thank you for working on it.
Yes.
Today, the Comcast went out for an hour. Oh, my God. People wanted to blow Comcast apart.
And I think this is the difference in attitude.
People had memes on there talking about, did anybody unplug the box for a half hour?
Oh, I saw that one. I thought that one was smart. Could you try unplugging and plugging back in? I thought that was cute. I usually don't like it when people make fun of, Google or Comcast, because these are people's lives. These are people's jobs. That's how I look at it. So I'm not going to laugh about it. But that was just funny. Just try unplugging and plugging it back in.
When they're reading on that paper, that's the first thing they tell you. Try unplugging the box from the back.
Exactly.
How many ways are there to unplug the box? They tell you to take it out the back of the thing, take it out the wall.
Leave it out for 2 minutes.
Ask you about your weather and all kind of nonsense when you don't got no TV.
Exactly.
Oh,
man. You see the article, George, saying that the issue is also bricking Google Home devices?
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got 2 Google Homes and an off-brand one, and didn't brick any of them. They all work fine today.
Yeah. Now, do you have the Amazon device?
I have 3 of those. Yeah, one of them. Wait, let me mute the microphone because now you can say Alexa. I just muted the one that's right by the speaker.
So you can't operate Alexa operate your stuff.
You can't do Chromecast from any Amazon device.
Mike, you mean the TV, right? You mean, can you turn on the TV with the Alexa?
Yeah, well, right. That's what I thought. That's what you were using the Google
keep in mind,
stuff.
No. I have Chromecast on all my TVs.
Okay. I didn't know if you do
Google Home to where I want to stream. Well, Amazon and Google do not get along, so I'm not going to stream to a Chromecast with an Amazon device. I can turn on lights with either one in any room in the house.
George, for next week, here's your project.
Okay.
Amazon.
I should start a YouTube channel, right?
Start a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Go get a Fire Stick.
I have a Fire Stick.
And can you tell Alexa to turn on your TV with the Fire Stick?
I don't know. I never tried. But I will try that by next week, I promise.
I wonder if you can. I wonder.
Okay.
I had a Fire Stick, but mine was jailbroke or whatever, and it stopped working, so I erased it. I don't even know. It's in the drawer somewhere.
I've actually had the Fire Stick longer than I've had anything else, but because we watch practically all our movies on Google Movies because I have the Google Rewards, so I never have to pay for one. I just use my rewards money.
That's right. Google
haven't-
with the rewards.
Yeah, so I haven't even used my Fire Stick for about a year and a half. You know,
Dang.
Well, you gotta
matter of
admit,
fact,
though,
that's the one TV that I have both the Fire Stick and the Chromecast on. You know,
that was something. That was something to have at both. You know, they have the Chromecast and Google Home's down, and then a few days later, Comcast being down.
Doesn't that seem suspicious?
That's really. I read the article, and man, Google, man, they were quiet. They weren't saying much, but
they
you got a
didn't say
sense
anything for like 6 hours. That's half the time. You know.
There's one tweet they said or something about. Wait a minute, I'm seeing here.
Like the apocalypse.
Yeah, they finally made a tweet acknowledging the problem and that they were working.
Oh yeah. An update's rolling out within the next 6 hours. 6 hours.
Yes, and that.
Oh my
God. But keep in mind when they fixed it, it said within the next 6 hours, or you can reboot. Well, I just rebooted and everything came back because I wasn't about to wait till 12 o'clock at night. You know.
Let's see. What else we got, George?
Hey, how about these Motorola phones? Yes, Motorola. Yeah.
Big announcement.
Well, yeah, the big announcement. Motorola promises to change the way we use our phones on August 2nd, and nobody knows what they're bringing.
That's it. I'm returning the OnePlus. I'm getting the Motorola on August 2nd.
Here we go. You love to pick on Motorola.
I'm getting a Moto, whatever they're coming out with next. A Moto Secret Mod.
No, that's what we'll call it. The Moto whatever.
That's right. I'm getting it.
What's that new Moto phone they call it? It could be coming out. Moto.
Oh wait, I think it's in this article.
Moto One Power.
The Motorola One Power. I don't even know what is the Motorola One Power.
It's probably a charging brick, and you.
Well, they're saying it might be the Moto Z3 and the Motorola, but I don't know what the Motorola One Power is.
Mike is gonna buy it. He's gonna be the first one in line at the Best Buy.
if it's good enough and the price is right, I'm gonna be the first one. I don't know.
The price isn't going to be right because look at the Z3 Play, how they priced that. That's retarded.
And that's why I did not buy the Z3. I have the Z2 Play, but yeah, I'm not spending $500 for a Z3. I'd buy a OnePlus.
It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that they. I would love to get that phone, but it's like. The price is ridiculous.
So keep in mind, last year, two of the phones I loved were my HTC U11 and my Moto Z2 Play. Well, at the price the 12 and the Z3 Play came out, I won't be buying either one of them. Yeah. Especially now that I have this Nokia phone that cost me $269. Well, this thing is phenomenal for that price, in my opinion.
And you're going to get updates. I mean, that you're going to get, the security patches.
It's an Android One phone, so yeah.
Right. So
you see OnePlus committed to 3 years.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, they finally gave a commitment. They said 3 years.
I think I'm guessing you're gonna start seeing a lot of companies commit to 3 years because remember when they started committing to 2 years, everybody committed to 2 years.
Hey guys, I just want to say, Android Studs in the room, and we got My Project 13. He said, My Project 13 says they are bringing back the rotary phone.
Okay. Well, all that says, Anthony, is you're an old fart like me.
Changing that.
Well, not as old as me.
They're gonna change the way we use our phone. Did y'all see the? Mike, I thought about you when I saw this. Did you see the Microsoft thing? I'm interested.
What's the Microsoft thing?
I guess it was a mock-up I saw. It looks like a tablet. Well, not a tablet. It's like a clamshell. You can close it, and it has a pen. And it's supposed to be. They're saying it's going to be like. I forget how they put it.
I haven't even heard of this. Have you, Mike?
It's going to blur the line between a mobile device and a workstation or something, but you can put it in your pocket. You got to look it up, Mike. I thought I posted it. I
Mike,
thought
you get the feeling that Will's going to be the only one that buys this thing?
no, because
No.
Mike said he wanted another thing to step up and give Google and Apple.
Oh yeah, another. Yeah, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? They killed Windows. Mobile.
Mobile, right?
Well, maybe this is going to run Android.
Yeah, I would think the only smart thing to do is do like BlackBerry, right? Make it Android.
It's called Andromeda, something like that.
Send a link to Hangout so I can look at it.
It says, here we go. The device is said to be foldable with dual displays and will exist in between a phone and a laptop. I'll send you the link.
It sounds like ZTE's.
Yeah. Is there a picture of it too?
There's no picture. There was just documents. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta share the link.
Because it doesn't really exist.
Mike, I thought about you because I said Mike wants another. I just posted it. I said Mike wants another competition. Here we go. But they should make it run Android so that it can.
I agree. The only successful way to do anything like that is to make it run Android.
All right, let's talk about.
BlackBerry found that out the hard way, didn't they?
Yeah.
George, let's talk about my favorite topic, RCS.
Okay, here we go. And this is your baby, that's for sure.
Yeah, really.
RCS is having problems already at Mike's favorite network, T-Mobile.
Oh man!
Now, tell the people what the problems it's having.
They're rolling the phone. They're rolling. I don't even understand it really. I guess I kind of do. On the Samsung, what is it? The S7 Edge and regular S7 is going to be the first phones on T-Mobile that'll have RCS 1.0 or whatever.
S7 and S7 Edge, yes.
It's sending messages to the wrong people, saying that they got sent and the people didn't get them, and doing all kind of stuff.
And they just rolled that out today, right?
Yeah. A lot of people are complaining because they're saying RCS, like we were saying, Mike, depends on the carrier. Where people thought it was just going to be put Google's app and you have RCS. I'm not sure if they're doing it like this because the S7 and the S7 Edge come with Samsung's app, so they have to. And since it has T-Mobile bloatware on it, and like the T-Mobile S7 is different from the AT&T. They already put in their RCS features into the app.
Right.
Baked in, right.
Messaging. And maybe that's why they have to put out an update. But can you imagine waiting on Verizon to push out an update?
You'll be forever.
Carry your phone on the network to enable RCS, or AT&T to update the S7, then the S8. And
I'm gonna look for that article that you had, but it did talk about.
I'm looking at your now.
When would your unlocked Pixel be able to send an RCS message on AT&T? When are they going to? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to go nowhere, George. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, you have it dead before it even as it's rolling out.
Just look how bad this is. This is it just started and it's bad.
That is true. Now here's
George. This is what I don't like about it. Why does each individual carrier have to be involved? Why can't they just say
a universal standard?
Google's app
because
is the app.
Carriers would have to agree to a universal standard, and obviously they won't. They haven't done that.
George, this is what we're supposed to be fixing. T-Mobile had their own standard, and AT&T has a standard, and Verizon has one.
Right.
RCS is supposed to be.
Samsung has one.
So let's say the person, Mike, you don't have a T-Mobile S7 or whatever. I wish you did, but let's say Mike, I'm going to go download Android messages. Is he going to have his RCS now?
Probably not.
And what's the difference between the RCS that he already has? Because T-Mobile already has RCS, right?
Yeah, and there should be, and there's bound to be some difference.
Between T-Mobile to T-Mobile, you should already have it.
And then the article also mentions about, iPhone doesn't support RCS. So how is it going to work with
and this is why they can't come up with a standard, because on the one hand, the phone manufacturers have standards and they're not going for it, and then you have the providers also.
George, like you said, it's Will's favorite subject.
That's why you know it's not going nowhere, because Apple hasn't said a word. If it was going to be something, Apple would have been like at their developer thing or whatever. They would have said, "And we built in support for RCS." They didn't even talk about it. They
now let me tell the folks your final comment in our thread. RCS funeral coming in 2019. That's Will's final word.
Apple talked about putting 32 people on a FaceTime. They talked about emoji. They talked about putting, what's that thing? Pancakes and bacon and all that stuff on the emoji. They didn't mention nothing about supporting RCS. It's not going nowhere. There was a post. One of the people said, "It sure seems like the carriers don't want to support RCS," and that's true. They don't want nothing to do with it.
It seems like only Sprint and T-Mobile are the ones who do it.
Sprint and Google. Next week, Google will be like, "This is our new messaging app." They're gonna come out with
and that is Google track record with their messaging app.
It'll be called something else, Chillin' or something. It can't be Hangout. It's gotta be something else.
So you're saying it's children as opposed to adults? Oh.
They're gonna just get rid of Allo. It's gonna be called Google and Chill or something. They're gonna make up something else. Forget RCS.
Sounds like Tango and Cash.
RCS is done. You remember that movie, George? That movie was good.
What?
It's RCS. Tango and Cash. RCS is
one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It was all, you got to blow up everything. That was why it was good.
The only movie I ever saw that was worse than that was probably Dirty Mary and Crazy Larry.
Just like the Expendables, you just blow stuff up.
No, the Expendables are fun though. Except what my wife and I noticed about the last two Expendables movies. Here's these guys all old as the hills, and when they really have these big fights, they make them have real dark scenes because these guys can't move anymore, and they know that.
Oh man!
I mean, I'm pretty good. I can't kick the way I could 20 years ago. Come on.
I thought it was the stunt double in there. I thought I saw you.
No, I'm too tall. These guys are midgets in Hollywood. Did you forget that?
As much as it hurts me, RCS is done, man. RCS is done. It's done.
Yeah, when you put out that funeral comment, I was like, boy, you talk about ye of little faith.
It's George.
But you're right. It's based on Google's track record, which is terrible.
George, I'm not even blaming Google.
No, you're blaming Apple.
All the carriers have to come. all the carriers have to agree and. Like, look, T-Mobile pushed the button or whatever people say it on 2 phones.
And they screwed it up already.
Think about all those phones they got. LG, Stylo, all those phones, got to update it. And then just think about the people who have an unlocked phone.
Yeah, and the manufacturers obviously have to get involved too.
And Google hasn't even said anything about it. Nothing.
Yeah,
all we got from Google was that article from, who was it, The Verge or Android Police?
But didn't they mention it, bring it up at Google I/O? I thought.
No, they didn't even talk about it. So when it came out, I thought it was just going to be like, all right, everybody just install Android messages, and Google is going to do the rest on their end.
You would think that's the way to go.
And the carriers are going to agree. Nope. It turns into T-Mobile has to push a button. Then you got to wait for AT&T to decide when they want to push the button after doing what they want to do.
Well, there's a question in the room. I want you to try and answer because you really, I got to give it to you. You got the information on this. Jay Santana asks, isn't iMessage similar to RCS?
iMessage is better than RCS because iMessage is controlled by Apple. Apple controls iMessage. iMessage has nothing to do with your carrier, nothing to do with your data plan, none of that. It's just if you have Wi-Fi.
It's not similar, right?
No, the only thing that's similar is you're getting read receipts, but iMessage is encrypted. RCS isn't encrypted. iMessage, you can send somebody a document. You can send somebody a whole CD. You can send somebody a 20-minute video. You know what I mean? There's no limit. On RCS, you're still going to have a file limit, like a size on how big you can send. You know, it's going to be nothing.
So you're saying we'd still have to use Google Drive if we wanted to put a whole CD out there?
Yeah, because look, George, this is the crazy thing. On iMessage, it doesn't even matter. Mike can have T-Mobile and I can have AT&T, and it doesn't matter because it's going through Apple. He can be in China and I can be here and I can send him an iMessage. It has nothing to do with, you know. So
what you're saying is Apple is totally bypassing the carriers with iMessage.
Apple is killing it, which is what Google should have did. Google tried. Well, they did it with, what's that thing called? Allo, but then it died because they didn't put SMS fallback on it. They had the same system where it was bypassing the carrier.
Yeah, because Allo completely bypassed the carriers and it worked fine.
Yeah, but they set it up dumb because it went by your what did it go by? Your phone number. But text message on it, and you could, you know, I don't know. That's why iMessage always wins. Mike, where's your apple juice?
wait.
There you go. No matter how long it is, they always win because of that. Because Mike can send somebody right now a 20-page document, and they can sign it and send it back to him, and he can print it out on his computer.
But I got nobody to talk to with Blue Bubble.
Because of certain traders who talked you into the Apple and left you.
George, don't forget, Mike has an eject button. At all.
That is true.
But I have no more phones to eject to right now, okay?
All I gotta do is look to his right, and in August 5th, Mike will have a Motorola Power 1.
There you go. Does anybody know what that is?
Mike, jump to the iPhone 10.
No.
Okay.
I'm not jumping. I'm not jumping.
You need a memoji, Mike.
I don't know what it's supposed to be. I'll be honest with you. I saw pictures of it, and it supposedly has a notch in it.
Okay.
Let me go back to that. Yeah.
The notch on here is not bad. The notch on the Pixel 3 is gonna suck. I don't know. Jeez, I still don't like the notch. I still don't like it.
Yeah, I don't have a notch phone. I keep thinking it's not going to bother me at all, but that might be just because I don't have one. I don't know.
On Android is not that bad. On Apple is terrible.
Yeah.
But like I said, George, in the beginning, before I went and got this phone,
right?
Apple kind of justified it. OnePlus didn't justify it with this.
Yeah, but Apple did it first. Everybody's going to do it. That's just
no, but that's what I'm saying. OnePlus didn't justify the notch.
Yes, and you said that all along, that Apple is the only one that's justified it.
They didn't really even justify it either, because I'm sure they could have figured out a way to put that stuff up there without, but
the notch.
You got better facial scanning. Nobody else is giving you a reason to say, okay, I hate the notch, but at least I'm getting this out of it.
Well, still, Essential did it looks-wise way better than anybody else.
Because that little bit of extra screen that I get up there I'm not doing nothing with it.
Right. That's true.
It's not. What's the point?
Yeah.
Hey, guys, there was another question in the room that kind of got my attention. Ishmael asked if the phone is unlocked on a carrier, can they dictate that?
Dictate what?
I guess he was referring to updates or RCS or RCS though too.
Mike, tell them about your Pixel not getting the update until the 10th or the 12th.
I know.
The carrier still dictates.
The carriers do dictate a lot.
It sounds like if it's unlocked, they're still going to have to get some kind of agreement from the carrier for it.
Unless, come on, Mike, this is your time.
Unless what? I mean, I got an iPhone.
He looks as blank as me.
Unless, scroll your phone by the screen, Mike. Come on.
Scroll by what?
You got to make the sound so we see it.
Wait.
Dictates unless you have an iPhone.
There you go. Okay.
If you got an iPhone, when the update comes out, you push the button and you got the update.
Done. Done.
So,
Yep.
Ishmael, I guess the answer to your question is only iPhone can dictate what the message is, and nobody else, including Google.
Does this look good too? As I do this.
Not even George. Not even with the messages. Just like with the Pixel, Mike will be like, I'll be like, Mike, did you get the update? And he's like, I didn't get it yet. Mike won't get the update till the 12th. I'll get the update on the 6th. Some people get it on the 15th.
And I have an Android One. I'll probably get it.
I'm watching on different, especially Google Plus. Mostly, I see people posting. You know, they got their update. They got their update for the Pixel people, and I'm like, I'm waiting. Yeah. It's getting bad. As far as updates.
Does seem very screwy.
And then on my Pixel, I got an update a while ago that said AT&T, whatever, because it goes by whatever SIM you have in there. It was like AT&T HD Voice now supported, where Mike has on his phone, he's got Wi-Fi calling.
Yeah, so do I.
Visual voicemail. AT&T doesn't give you that because they don't support the Pixel.
Right.
It depends on your
and I have that. And I have that on like 5 or 6.
Unless you have an iPhone, because if you have an iPhone, you can have a prepaid account and you'll still get everything that comes with the iPhone.
Yeah, see, most of my phones, cheap ones included, have HD calling, Wi-Fi calling, you know, but that's because it's T-Mobile.
iPhone dictates everything. I saw OnePlus said that they want to keep their phone bloatware free when they come to the carrier. I did see that. Now, just imagine if
with Verizon, you forget that.
Listen, just imagine, George, if OnePlus is able to keep their phone bloatware free, and Essential kept their phone bloatware free. But Samsung, LG, everybody else is just like, we don't care about our customers. Put the bloatware so we can make money.
But you're saying that people like the features that they have.
No. Bloatware. I'm saying when you bought your iPhone, there's no AT&T app on it.
Right.
When you buy your Pixel and take it to, if you buy your Pixel at Verizon, there's only like 2 Verizon apps and you can delete them.
Right.
Everybody else, all those other big companies, they let AT&T and T-Mobile and everybody put all that junk on your phone.
And half of them you can't delete. You can only delete.
So if a small company like OnePlus is going to be able to put their phone out and have no bloat on it, and Google was able to put their phone out and have no bloat on it, that means everybody else can do it too. They just don't want to.
But if OnePlus is going to have no bloat, I guarantee you they won't be on Verizon, because Verizon will not stand for that.
George, we're going to make a bet. OnePlus is going to come out and they're not going to have no bloat on their phone.
And I'll say then they're not going to be on Verizon.
I bet you it don't even matter. Every company puts bloat. Sprint has bloat.
Maybe. Well, I have.
Well, wait a minute. Here's a tease. What's the chance of OnePlus actually standing up to the carriers and saying
zero?
Mike, that's what I'm saying. In the article, they said they want to give their consumer a bloat-free experience.
So the answer to your question, Mike, is 0. And if they do, then they won't have a carrier. I guarantee you.
That's okay, George. You think they won't have a carrier? I think they will, because that's what I'm saying. You think that Google, when they came out with the Pixel, that phone has no bloat on it.
Okay.
Google wasn't in as good of a position as Samsung, and Samsung puts bloat.
And you're talking 2 companies that make billions of dollars versus a company that makes millions of dollars. That's not even close. That's like I make a penny and you make $100.
Wait, I don't know.
OnePlus isn't big enough to demand anything like that.
Everybody in the room has an Essential phone on Sprint. Does it have Sprint bloat on it?
They probably made that deal. And we're talking Andy Rubin. There's nobody at OnePlus that's Andy Rubin.
No, George. George. Andy Rubin's company is about to be, bankrupt?
I understand that, but when it started, it was still Andy Rubin.
Nobody care about him at Sprint.
They did. Yes, they did.
They're not worried about him. Nobody cares about that guy.
What is his nickname? The grandfather of Android? How many people have that nickname at OnePlus?
George, who makes more money? Who sold more phones? Samsung. When the Pixel came out, Samsung sold more phones than Google did, and Samsung still puts bloat when you go to Verizon.
That's true.
Go to AT&T. Google came in the door and said, "Yeah, you can put your little Verizon app on there, but we're making it uninstallable."
Okay.
And Verizon said,
Okay.
no problem.
What I'm saying is OnePlus doesn't have that kind of clout, and they're probably never going to have that kind of clout.
Wait, what's the name? Samsung just stopped making the just stopped. I think within the last 2 years, they stopped putting the stamp on the back of their phone.
Okay, but you're trying to compare. It's like trying to compare nobody with somebody. It's like trying to compare you and I playing basketball with LeBron James.
Well, that's going to be our bet. I bet you that when OnePlus comes out at the carrier, they're not going to have bloat on their phone, and they're going to
with a carrier.
Yes.
Okay, and I can see that with Sprint, and maybe even with T-Mobile. But all I'm saying is that's not going to happen at Verizon.
We have 13 witnesses right now.
Okay,
George, you can see that happening at Sprint. How can you? So listen to what you're saying.
because Sprint is more reasonable. Well, the world is more reasonable than Verizon.
You think that Sprint? You think that OnePlus is going to say that, and Samsung is going to be like, "Yeah, put all the bloat you want."
I don't know how we got to Samsung with this.
Because Samsung has bloat. Samsung sells more phones. That's what I'm saying. Samsung sells more phones than OnePlus.
Samsung sells more phones than anybody on earth, including
They
Apple.
put bloat, stamps, everything all over their phone.
Right. Because they're Samsung. They sell more phones than anybody in the world.
So
OnePlus doesn't sell more phones than anybody in the world.
Will Jay Santana says essential phone from Sprint, and he says I didn't see any bloat.
see?
So that's why I said I could see they might be able to do that with Sprint. They won't do it with Verizon. That's all I'm
They're
saying.
going to go wherever they go, and they're not going to have no bloat. I bet you.
And I'm saying they're not going to Verizon then.
Samsung and
What I'm saying is it's impossible to go to Verizon and not have bloat.
It's not. Samsung, LG, who's the other company? Motorola. They don't care about their customer. They're like, yeah, put bloat. We don't care if we're only giving them 64 gigs. And once
That may be true.
Once you put your bloat, their storage goes down to 47.
Hey, I'm not defending them. You know.
OnePlus is going to come out, and they're not going to have no bloat on their phone, no matter what carrier they go to. Watch.
And OnePlus does have some history of caring about their consumers. But like you say, they're becoming now with the big boys. So let's see if that stays.
They're not just going to go to AT&T, Verizon. I think they're going to go to Verizon and another one, Verizon and T-Mobile, or Verizon and AT&T. I don't think they're just going to go to one.
We'll see.
Because they're going to make the two phones anyway.
We'll see.
They're going to have to. They're going to have to make.
They're probably, but we'll see.
They're going to go on both. They're going to get their money on both ends. They're not going to do it like Google. Google should have been smart and said, we'll sign a 2-year deal, and then we're going to go to everybody.
Then that's where I have a problem. You're talking about one of the biggest corporations on the planet, and telling them they should have been smart.
No.
Look at us. They should have been smart.
Who?
We're sitting in our rooms in our house, and Google should have been smart.
I said, yeah, Google should have been smarter with their phone. They should have said,
I find that amazing.
They should have said, we're going. They should have said, we're going to sign.
Mike's having a good time.
They should have said, we're signing with Verizon for 2 years, and then we're going to go to all the networks. They would have sold more phones.
Okay.
They would have sold a ton more. Because even as we talk about it, most people don't know that you can go and buy a Pixel from the Google store.
Okay.
They'll be like, I would have loved to have a Pixel, but I'm not on Verizon.
Well, that's true. That's true. And that was
I think when the commercial comes on,
that's true.
Says, get your Google Pixel.
Balloon 6, I love it. I love the comment. I love the comment. Yes, get your popcorn ready. Get Eric in here.
What?
Oh, the comments are beautiful. Oh my God, I love this.
Oh, you impressed Rocky by having an iPhone, Mike.
I'm glad we're keeping Mike entertained.
I tell you, but in the comments too.
Will, I've
in the
always
room.
told you you're the star of the show.
What else do we got, George?
All of a sudden, you want to back out now.
What else do we got? Nah, I'm saying
That's about it.
There's got to be more. Google should have really branched out with the phone. It should have.
I just find it amazing that you'll say Google should have been smart. That's like me saying SpaceX should have been smart. You know, no, it's not. It's not even the right comparison because Google is way bigger than SpaceX.
George, I'm the consumer, and if I was just a regular person, I would have never bought a Pixel because I would have been like,
no, you're right. No, you're right. Because I remember when the Pixel first came out and the commercial came on, and my wife said, "So you can only get that at Verizon?" And I said, "No, that's just the deal they made, but Verizon wants you to think."
You knew that. You knew that, George, because you were on top of your game.
Because I'm a YouTuber, which is what you need to be.
you were a YouTuber. You were editor in chief at Bain Tech or whatever y'all were doing. You were killing it.
I was a writer at Bain Tech. That's true.
See? George, you was killing it. Mike at the time, Mike would have been like, well, not with the Pixel. Maybe if the Pixel came out 5 years ago, Mike would have said, "Oh, well, I guess I can only get that if I'm at Verizon."
Well, maybe Mike's always been smart. I don't know that.
No.
Mike was trapped in the underworld with the carrier.
Yeah,
I was, and I saw the light.
But remember, Patricia said that you've come to the good side because now you've come back to Android.
Yeah.
You know what happens, George? Every time I start talking about RCS, I'm like getting closer to coming back to Mike.
but every time you start talking about RCS, you give our viewers enjoyment, which is what it's all about.
Gold.
Mike, you're gonna give me a blue phone, huh?
Yeah, I'm coming over. This way, you really can appreciate things. All right.
Blue phone. Wow.
I don't think I'd give a blue phone to my worst enemy.
Well, you got to give me the blue phone with the what's it called, the blue XL with the big battery.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you actually have that, Mike?
No, but I'll go get it for him now.
Okay. Every time I see anything about a blue phone, I'm like, why would anybody buy that? It just amazes me.
Why?
Because they're terrible. They always seem to be terrible, no matter what. You know.
Oh wait, that does it. I'll get both of you blue phones. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I'll mail you one. You can try it out.
Now I know I'm
your blue phone.
Okay.
Now wait. Let me see. What else happened in the news? I'm trying to think. The whole Android what's it called? Google Music, all that mess.
Yeah, you're the only one.
I gotta listen to that podcast. That sounds interesting. I
listen to that podcast on Saturdays.
I listened to it and I was so confused. I was at work. I felt dumber after I was done. It was just
and Android Central is usually good at explaining stuff, but if their expert can't make you understand it, I don't think I'm going to have a chance.
It's not George. Google should have been smarter. It's not.
Here we go again.
It's not them. It's Google, for real. The message around the whole thing is crazy. When you listen to it, you're going to be like, "What?"
I think you're right in that. Ever since they started subscription stuff on YouTube, and then starting with the music and trying to combine, it's very confusing. I agree. You know.
But the thing that makes it more confusing is, all right, if you have Google Music. Right. It comes with, I think it's YouTube Red, right?
Right.
Where you get
yes, it does.
Okay. Now, if you buy Google, what's it called? YouTube Music,
right?
I think you get YouTube Red, but you don't get Google Music.
I know it's strange, isn't it? It is very strange.
Google Music gives you is like a different. It's like a different user interface to be able to order your music or something. It's so crazy.
And by the way, when I told you guys I had 800 songs up there, I have 800 songs in Google Music, but I've never paid for it, and I'm not about to.
Now wait, George, hold on. Now,
well, how'd you acquire the music, George?
I don't remember. I got it with something. I don't remember what. A long time ago, but it was like the same as like the Pixel. It was just there, and I always had it. You know.
Now wait, it's different. There's like different prices. One of them is $12.99.
Right.
You are already on Google Music, like I was.
Right.
I think I paid $9.99. Like it's
Per month, right?
Yeah,
I'm not paying anybody a month for my music. I have over 3,000 albums right here. I don't have to pay anybody for music.
Yeah, see, I pay for mine. I pay for it because you know why I like it, George? Because if something new comes out, you get it right away. Like you have it.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, what I do is I wait for sales on Amazon Music or a freebie on Amazon Music, and I get it there. Or sometimes Google gives you a freebie.
Yeah. See, I would just used to buy the CD for $15, and then CD gets scratched.
That's the thing. Ever since the streaming stuff really got going, I got used to using Google Music, and I don't listen to any of my albums anymore. I listen to single songs like everybody else.
I'm the weird one here. I guess I stream all my music from Google Play Music, and once in a while I mess around with YouTube Red as far as music concerned. Right. But I have Sirius XM, and I actually.
How much do they charge you, Mike? They send me that thing every time for my car. I never buy that mess.
I've got them down to now. I pay $35 for 6 months.
Okay.
I'm going to fight. Right, I know. I know. As long as I got the app on the phones.
And, I pay $17 or $18 a month, so.
Yeah, but you got.
Dang, George.
But you got
talk to Mike.
Yeah, you need to go, George. You need to get that cheaper.
You tell him to leave. Cheaper.
You want to tell him I'm going to leave. I'm done.
Because my wife and I in the car, we cannot do without it.
Oh yeah, I'm with you on it.
Mike, George will be like, I'm done. They'll be like, okay, sir, bye.
Exactly. That's why I won't tell them that.
See, I never get that. I normally go, hold on, let me get my manager, or hold on, let me check my manager, and then all of a sudden they come back.
You know what'll happen to me? I'm saying, well, I'm done if you don't give me something. You're over 70. We don't care. Drop dead.
Poor George. Poor George.
Okay, sir.
I won't be doing that.
They'll be like, sir, the last day is on. Nah, George, you really should try it. That's like with my Six Flags, with my season passes. I pay monthly. I think I had them for like 2 years. It was like $8. I got them all the way down. I think I paid like $3 each or something, $4 each.
By threatening them with leaving?
I told them I was going to cancel. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But you're probably right. If I tell them I'm going to cancel, they'll probably say, all right, you're canceled.
When I cut the cord, I was threatening to leave.
George, just what you tell them. You say, when you call, just be like, is there any way you can make my bill cheaper? Like, I'm on a fixed income and I need to buy the Android One.
But I'd be lying then.
Yeah, they'll lower your bill. I'm telling you.
Born again Christian. Every time I get ready to lie, I'm thinking, who's watching? Oh, yeah. I can't lie then.
George, just what you tell them. Say, I'm George, and I have a YouTube channel, and I need to be able to buy the OnePlus 6.
That might work.
I need to buy the OnePlus 6T, and I don't lie. And I need my bill to be cheaper. My friend Mike told me his bill is really cheap. And
that might work.
That's all. They'll lower it for you.
Hey George, you know what? Hey George, if you go and find somebody, there's a website you go to for T-Mobile, and then you start recommending people. Mm-hmm. And if some of those people, if you just you get them to the store, they give you $50 credit. I think you could do that 100 times a year.
Yeah.
You know that?
What do you need? You need me to go to the store?
No, I need you to recommend you. I got to get that website. I got it on my phone. I'll recommend.
I'll go to the store. I won't join, but I'll go to the store.
That's all you have to do is get them to go to the store and not sign up for anything?
No. You got to sign up for a service. Get them signed up for service. Then convert them or sign up for service.
That's a horse of a different color.
Because
no. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. You get them to convert.
AT&T's about to start zero rating all my stuff. I'm not signing up. Net neutrality.
Exactly.
Oh, they're about to start giving me all kind of free stuff now on my streaming.
Now you see what you told me to do, Will. This is another reason why you need to start your own channel.
What?
So you have that leverage. Hey, I'm a YouTuber. I want. You know.
When Mike tried that, that lady was like, I still think you should get the Galaxy. She was like, iPhone is good, but you should still get the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, that time. Yes, yeah, I remember that. Oh my God, yes.
George,
She tried to still
George,
I'm like, Will, we told her what we were into. We know about phones.
I'm like, Mike, you got how many lines with T-Mobile? And they still want a down payment. He comes back an hour later, and I was like, Mike, ask them about the
jump.
The guy's like, oh, we really don't talk about it too often.
That's right. You said they didn't even tell you about it until Will.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you. I bet you all the YouTube people are probably on it.
No, I'm not on it.
George.
I buy things out. I don't want to buy any more programs. I don't want to be on anybody's program where I'm on a contract of any kind, anytime, anywhere. That just ain't happening.
Oh, George, but you're not leaving T-Mobile.
Yeah,
no,
yeah. I kind of sided with Will on this one.
But doesn't Jump put you on a contract?
But yeah, your lease agreement. It's a lease agreement for 18 months.
I don't want to be on anybody's lease
agreement.
George, I left contracts 2 years ago. I'm not going back to contract.
But George, in
whatever
18 months,
I buy.
When you're still on T-Mobile in 18 months, you're going to be like, I wish I was on the Jump.
No, I'm not. No, George, if it involves signing an agreement, a lease agreement, or a contract, I'm not going to be sorry. I guarantee it.
Mike, how many months is it?
You got 18 months.
Yeah, how many months you got to keep the phone?
How many months I've had the phone?
How many months do you have to keep the phone?
1 month, you said, didn't you?
Well, yeah, until I could jump. I could jump. Well, when did we do this? In May, right? Was I? No, it was after my trip from the shore.
No, it's in June, isn't it, this month?
Yeah, so I got a little bit more time for a month. I could jump in, in a few weeks, I guess.
That's right, because you said it was sometime in July.
Yeah. How often can you jump, I mean?
Well, it's different phones now. The high-end phones, I can only get 3 high-end phones. But the other phones, the cheaper ones, the mid-tier, the budget phones, I can jump around once a month.
George, you can have a new phone every month. Your channel would be
as it is. I have a new phone every other month.
George, your channel would be like Casey Neistat or whoever.
Yeah, good luck with that.
It'll be MKBH George on the thing.
MKB.
Yeah, Casey. Now, I'm picturing myself on a snowboard in New York City behind a taxi. Like Casey Neistat. Yeah. Okay.
Mike didn't want to do it either, but that Jump program now he's drinking the apple juice.
That's exactly right. That's right. This is going to be my gateway to the new iPhone. I'm telling you, I'm going to hold on. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to jump. I was thinking about jumping. I'm going to wait until the new iPhone comes out.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, of course, Will, that makes you wonder how many Android phones will he have in between? I don't know.
17.
At least a couple, I would expect.
The Android phone comes out every.
or he'll get Adam to buy the Android phone and loan it to him.
Android phone.
Remember, he was already licking his chops. Adam was licking his chops about using mom's upgrade side to get the next Pixel.
There you go.
Mike,
it's hard to tell anymore who's on the dark side and who's not.
What have you been using, Mike? The Pixel or the iPhone or both?
What? Say again one
more
time.
He uses 3 phones.
What have you been using mainly?
These are it right here.
3.
Work.
Which are, name them.
Work phone.
Name them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Moto G5 Plus.
Okay.
Oh man,
okay.
Moto.
iPhone. Hey, let me tell you, I didn't charge this phone last night. It's on the charger now. It got me through the whole day.
Yeah.
And playing music, and using a little bit of GPS, and I used it. I mean, emails and phone calls. This is a tough
found the
SMB
G5 Plus to have great battery.
Yes, awesome.
All of last year's Moto's phones did.
This is the Apple iPhone 6S. This is the channel phone. This is the channel phone.
Okay.
And this Pixel is the personal line. This is the I do my. This is the number I will never get rid of because I've had this phone. I have this phone number for 15 plus years.
Okay.
So you're still not. So I was just wondering if you've had the iPhone for how many weeks, if you would switch to just iOS, and I guess no, you would.
No, because I can get best of both worlds. I get this.
Exactly.
No,
I get this.
If you know.
I couldn't. I'm so. No, I couldn't. I couldn't just go to iOS and that's it, because I would want. I'm already licking my chops for something else to get. I know. Okay. I'm already licking my chops.
Oh my
Is
God,
Pat still watching?
Mike, you are terrible, man.
Listen to the
Yeah.
Black, will you?
Yeah, I know, Mister. I got the OnePlus and
Exactly.
Nah,
Yeah.
but Mike, listen, I told you, if you use, Mike, see, you can't just use one phone. Remember how you said when you use the iPhone, you're like, you put the phone down.
yes,
That's true. He did say that.
yes, I did.
That's what I was saying. The iPhone is like rehab. If you use the iPhone,
It's like detox. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah.
if you use just the iPhone, I won't say you won't want another phone. You'll still get withdrawal.
Yeah, you still want another cigarette. Yeah.
Yeah, when you hear that the Pixel 3's coming or the Note 9, you'll still itch and you'll still scratch and you'll still be looking and checking.
But Will, he has an option that you don't have. He can talk Adam into it.
You still might go over there and bum a hit from Adam and
There you go. Perfect phraseology.
you'll get your fix.
Oh God!
But you'll be able to go back to your 12 steps and start from the beginning and
My 12 steps.
you'll start from the beginning and you'll be like, I'm content. I got Fortnite.
Wait.
Meanwhile, I'm looking at comments and Android Stat says all over the notch, Nacho Libre, baby.
Yeah. You'll be good.
Wait. Was that for the Lord of the Rings? My precious. My precious.
I'm telling you, you'll be able to
There's an old line from an old Bill Cosby album. You're getting silly. Go to bed. That's what this reminds me of.
like you'll ease into it and you'll be comfortable. That's what I was trying to see.
Detox.
If you were fully converted yet, I guess
If you were fully converted. It sounds like a religious experience.
See?
George, he's not fully. He's not. I thought the iPhone was gonna. So what is it? What makes you want to keep going back to Android? What makes you think you couldn't do it? What doesn't the iPhone have?
Why are you still drawn to the dark side? Is what he's trying to say.
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Mike,
I think.
what makes you want to have messages where you can't see who's responding to you?
Wait. This is coming from a guy who just got a OnePlus 6.
Huh?
This is coming from a guy from a OnePlus. Just got a OnePlus 6.
Yesterday.
I'm just wondering. I don't
So
even
what
know
made you go? What made you go? What made you come back?
Okay. I'm gonna tell you.
Go
Because
ahead.
I was on the beta, right? And you get bored.
Exactly. And that's what every Android person says. After a while, you get bored with it.
But I might not keep this, and I still might go back and be a blue bubble again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's why I keep both, because I have my choice. I can be blue bubble or green bubble.
No,
you know what I mean?
George, wait. Not even a month ago, a couple weeks ago, Mike was like, I want security.
That's true.
RCS isn't coming. I want to know how you went back. Like, what makes you, for me, I know what it is. for you, you can get PUBG, you can get Fortnite, you can get everything you had, plus are you bored already? Was it the Bluetooth experience when you?
I think he was probably bored already. Isn't that kind of true, Mike?
I'm not bored, but I still want to, I don't know how to explain this. I guess you're saying
you're doing this to keep yourself from getting bored.
Right. Because I can always I can go do this.
Exactly.
And none of these phones I've had time to really customize. I mean, what you see here on the Pixel, hold on. I don't know if you can, I don't know, is it too bright?
No, it's fine.
Okay. I mean, this setup here has been this way ever since I got in the phone, pretty much.
Okay.
I haven't changed nothing. I haven't changed nothing on my Moto G5 Plus.
Now you sound like an iPhone person.
I haven't changed nothing. I haven't changed on, and the same thing with this. This is what the most I've done. I haven't even, some of these apps I've messed around with, I've gotten, and I haven't put them in folders to try and free up space.
Right.
So, I don't know. I'm just right now, I'm just kind of okay for now for what I have.
You know what I think, Mike? I think Will's jealous that you have the best of both worlds.
No, Mike, wait.
I'm with you on that. He just doesn't want to try T-Mobile. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Question for you. Now wait, hold on. Okay, now wait. So, why do you still want to try the iPhone? Why not just jump to a G7? Because now wait, this is why I'm asking you. Because you don't have anybody who has, what's it called? iMessage. You don't have a lot of people who have iMessage, so you're not really using it, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So you don't have a MacBook. You don't have an iPad yet, right?
No.
So what are you getting out?
Talked about it.
What's that? Well, what about?
So
what it is I keep the iPhone around for the channel because there was something that came out recently the beta came out. There's been a new beta for the iPhone. Right. And if I ever have a blessed minute that I can just have time to screw around, I might experiment to see about trying to get the beta. This is just purely for the channel. If I had to go back, if you're asking me if I only had to keep one phone, it would be Android right now.
No. I just mean when your 30 days comes and, well, let's say 30, 60. Let's say when you get to 2 months or 3 months.
Okay.
And August was the 9th, and August 9th comes. And Samsung pushes out that beautiful 6-inch quad HD screen.
Oh, man.
S Pen with a speaker in it and all that fancy stuff that thing is going to have. What's going to stop you from jumping with that line? Because you're not held to that phone. What would make you stay on Apple?
Now, I'm thinking Will may be right. You did not have the S9 or S9 Plus, did you, Mike?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so I'm thinking, Will, you might be right because
there's so many phones coming out. I'm just saying, if I didn't have nobody who had an iPhone, I wouldn't have an iPhone, especially if I could just jump from it. I'm just saying, what's making you stay there now because you tried it and you like it. You know it's a good operating system, but you still prefer Android. So now you have a choice where you can get Android flagship phones a couple times a year. So what's keeping you? You know what I mean?
But I know.
What's going to keep you from saying, "Wow, that Note 9 with your new job and the pen"? You could be like,
"Good job." Now he's making you a big shot, Mike.
You could say, you got to write up the ticket, and you could just write the ticket right up and
sure.
Send it to the email, go to the store, pay with Android Pay. Oh, Mike, you'd be chilling.
No, I'm telling you, this is purely I'm keeping the Apple phone for the channel and trying to understand and work it. I like the iPhone. There's some things I like about the iPhone. There's some things I really like the Pixel, and I hope and pray that if I did trade in the Pixel, that the new Pixel camera is equal, if not better. I'd be really upset if it turns out that, you know what I mean, that this camera
it's going to be better. They've always made it better.
I only pray, because they could mess it up. They still could mess it up.
The camera is going to be better, but when that Note 9 comes out and you can take out the S Pen and talk to it and tell it to bring you your car, you're going to really wish.
Except when that Note 9 comes out, he knows that the Pixel is very close behind.
No, George, wait, George, remember, Mike is in a good position. Mike can jump to the Note 9,
right,
and trade in the Pixel and basically buy a One Plus and get a new Pixel. Then in 3 months, jump from the Note 9 to the S10 Special Anniversary Edition. And then in 3 months, jump from that to the what comes out in April.
You know what? I'm going to introduce. I'm going to tell you something. You're
40 with 7 cameras. You could
let Mike say something.
Wait! I just realized, Will, you really want to get dangerous? Listen to this. I'm the one who controls the bill on this, right? I could go get my son's upgrade and put his line on jump, so I could still then keep the Apple line and jump off of my son's number. Yeah,
George, that's what he's. There you go. Now he's getting it.
You guys are real dealers.
You could have a flagship from every company. You could have the iPhone X Plus or whatever they're going to call it. The LG V40 with 5 cameras, the Galaxy S9, and the Pixel 3.
You guys make me worry like I'm going to have to come visit you two in jail in another year.
Well, you two need. Well, I want you to be there. I want you to come up. Throw Eleanor in the car and come on up. We'll put you on the show.
In the car. You don't throw a dirty girl anywhere.
Come on, throw her in the car.
You might throw me in the car.
He said, "Just throw it."
I'm making it here. I can move some stuff and put a bed in here. Come on. Come on down. Get you on the show at Adam's house.
We come up and hang out one day. That's true. It's not that far of a drive.
No, I mean, actually, if you driven to Orlando, like it's like going around the block, you know.
Well, for me, it is.
Yeah, right. George is like, I'm here.
Well, it can't be that far because I remember a few years ago we drove from Niagara Falls to here, and that was only 13 hours, so it can't be any more than that.
Like only 13 hours.
But for me, that's easy stuff, you know.
Android Stud says, "Will, you finally got a real beast."
Huh? Me?
Yeah, check out the comments real quick.
He's talking about the one.
And Rothy is saying the perfect thing. When Mike didn't have an iPhone, Will persecuted him. Mike now has an iPhone, and Will is still persecuting him. Right on, Rothy. Rothy will tell you like it is. She and I used to work together.
Rothy, it's called #roast. Okay, it's like every Friday there's a roasting going on. You know, you ever watch those roast shows?
Mike said, "I want security out."
I'm never going to live that one down.
She's right. She's right.
I'm never going to live that down.
Listen, guys, I got to get ready to go here.
George,
man.
That's true.
Yeah, 2 hours we've been at this, guys. 2 hours.
Right.
So
that's right. And Rothy, thank you so much for taking such a part and coming into the show. I really, really appreciate that.
Is Rothy a friend of yours, George?
Yes, we worked together on the same, well, not very many desks apart for about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
All right,
cool. Well, thank you for stopping by. Great.
Anyway, folks, I think you've had enough of us for one night. You know, Will, thank you for being the star as always. Even though you persecute Mike, which is true.
It's all love. It's all love. I'm good. I got big shoulders. I can take it.
George, when Mike was killing me for switching to the iPhone, nobody had my side.
That's true. So what does that tell you, Will? You are the boss. Mike is the sympathetic figure here. Yeah. You're not the sympathetic figure here. Okay.
I'm a bully. Oh, okay.
Listen to this. All right, folks. We're going to go.
He bullied Adam. He bullied Adam into turning into an Android guy.
Okay, this is Mobile Geezer. We're getting ready to sign off. Will, say goodnight.
Adam's 6 Plus is in the closet. Mike won't let him go get the battery fixed.
This is Will's goodnight. Mike,
I'm Mike
say your
Dixon.
goodnight.
This is Simply Your Device. You like today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Replay crew, come on out. And everybody find Will somewhere on Twitter or Facebook and dog him to death, okay?
And remember, next Friday night at 8 o'clock, we'll be on the Simply Your Device channel.
And Wednesday, next Wednesday I'm taking off. That's right.
That's right. But your brother will still be on.
Yes, my brother is Corporate Geek will be on. So
okay.
Thanks, George. Thanks, Will.
All right. Thanks, guys. Good night, folks. Thanks for being here. Spread this around your friends, please.